What's up, folks? David Soto Jr. here, and this is the David Soto Jr. podcast. What's up, folks? Welcome to episode 31 of the David Soto Jr. podcast. I am your host, David Soto Jr. I'm back. I'm back in more ways than one, but I gotta tell you, it feels good. If you've been following, you may not be watching on YouTube, but I'm in a new recording studio, which is a spare bedroom in the house that I live in now in St. Louis. Van life is over. My van life is done. No more. I still have the van, still have solar panels on it, but I may have to sell it. I should turn that off. Hold on. So this is my first recording. There you go. Turn off my beats. This is my first recording in my new studio, which is basically a spare bedroom where I built a treadmill desk, and the lighting is terrible. I did not get to put my treadmill by the window, which is behind me, so it's backlit. I could have used that wall if I wanted to behind me, but I don't know why I didn't. Oh, there's furniture there. So anyways, we had the spare bedroom, and you-know-who had a treadmill, which I kind of told her or asked or requested or suggested that, I have to stop moving, that she get rid of it, that we don't need a treadmill. If we want to go running, we'll just go outside. Well, she insisted that we keep it, and when we moved into this new house, she wanted me to have an office, and I don't want an office. And so she kind of wanted me to have my own space, and I didn't want to have my own space because I don't want to have a desk. I don't want to sit down. I don't want to be completely sedentary when I write and work on a computer and record podcasts. So I got the idea that I would buy a new computer, which I didn't because I wanted to save money. So I just bought a new monitor, plugged in my laptop to the monitor, put some shelves up against the wall, built a platform for the treadmill. And not only do I have a stand-up workstation now where I can actually ergonomically, my keyboard is at 90 degrees, so my elbows are at 90 right now, and I can look, actually I have to look up a little bit, straight out, a little bit up at my monitor. So this, I've always liked stand-up workstations, but I've never had the perfect one. For instance, I go to a coffee shop and they have tall top tables or countertops. I'd work on my laptop, and the height wouldn't be right for my wrist or elbows, right? So, and then I'd have to look down at my monitor. So even though I was standing, I was still having bad posture. Now, with the monitor slightly above eye level, it's right at eye level, but I still got to look up a little bit. This is going to help me with my posture. I don't have to reach down. You know, one thing I've noticed is I've been writing so much in the past few years that I actually can type without looking at the keyboard. Never was able to do that before. It took me a while to get to... I failed. What is that? Hold on. I think it's the furnace. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. Anyways, so yeah, I set up this studio, workstation, treadmill desk, everything here in our new house in St. Louis. And so if you hear things like the dogs or the doorbell or the furnace or sirens, it's just part of life. It's not the perfect recording studio. I am not the perfect podcaster, so it's perfect for me, I guess. Haven't been talking in a while like this. Next thing up is, well, where have I been? What have I been doing? Blah blah blah. I gotta tell you that the biggest reason why I've kind of been out of pocket, as they say, is I've been taking care of you-know-who. I've been being a good, what I think is a good expected father. So Yes, for those of you who don't know, I part of what happened over these past few months was I knocked you know who up, and it's been awesome and hard experience, and there was a lot that we went through together in her first trimester. She's now in her second trimester. She's gonna be she's 19 weeks. She'll be 20 weeks on Sunday, and we have been dealing with expecting a baby and dealing with the stresses of uh, what they call advanced maternal age, which everything is going fine. Everything's been great. There are just the stresses and the scariness of someone who is almost 40. No, she's not 40, so don't say that she's 40 because she's not, even though she's only a few months away. But someone at that age now, she's healthy, baby's healthy, everything is great. But like I said, there was a lot of stresses involved in waiting to get past that first trimester before we made any announcements, before we even talked positively about it, before we made any plans. It was very hard. One of the things that she was going to do, one of the reasons why I came out to Colorado was to help her move. And she was selling her house, and we were going to help. I was going to help her close on the house, and when we closed, we were going to get in. She was going to go buy a new truck, and we were going to get in that truck, and we were going to drive to Colorado for an indefinite amount of time. I wouldn't say we weren't saying that she was moving to Colorado, but we were definitely gonna start looking for places to live, maybe property, all kinds of things. And so that was our plan. And then the baby didn't come, but we found out that she was pregnant, and we were not sure if our trip to Colorado was going to take place. We weren't sure if we should stay here. We weren't sure. There was like so many things that were up in the air. Should we plan on staying here? Should we get a place? What if the baby didn't stay? What if she lost the baby? Then the trip to Colorado will be back on. So it was just a very stressful couple of months to get through that trimester, that first trimester. Um, and then also on top of that, add the moving, add the limbo. Like we were totally in limbo, not knowing what we're gonna do, where we're gonna go. Um, the other thing, one of the big things is we reunited after 13 years of being apart. And I knocked her up within a week. So we were we were experiencing, like, we were trying to get to know each other again, and what we didn't realize was I was getting to know I was getting I let's put it this way. I don't know you know who in 2018 that's not pregnant. Like, I don't know what you know who is like in 2018 when she's not pregnant, because we got pregnant right away. And so there's been a lot of adjustments going through. We've gone through a lot of adjustments, and the first trimester was hard because of hormonal. Like, she was hormonal. It's the nicest way to say it. And it was hard, and I have to give her credit because she was able to recognize it and was able to say stuff like, I'm sorry, I'm crazy pregnant bitch right now. I'm sorry that I suck at life right now. I'm sorry. And so it made me feel good every time she would apologize about how rough around the edges she was, or irritable. It really made me feel good. But of course, it was hard because I didn't know what was going on. Like, is this my girlfriend? Is this what she's like? Or I've never seen her like this. Is like, I was scared, and I was frightened, and that maybe we had made a mistake. Maybe this wasn't supposed to be. Like, I honestly think, and have been, and always thought that you know who's the one for me, and she's the one that I was going to be with for the rest of my life, and she was the one that I was going to have a family with. And when we got back together, we both kind of thought that this was some kind of a fairy tale come true. Like this is our happy ending. Like we honestly called it a fairy tale ending. And then the pregnancy happened, and then the hormones kicked in, and there was some uh, rough times. Rough times. And one of the things that I realized once we got past the first trimester was that we made it. Like we made it through. Like she is. I don't want to sound rough or hard on her, or I mean, she's even admitted. So these are kind of her words, but she's a different person. She is not the same person. Things have really changed, and I am completely happy that we made it through. And I wrote an article about like it was felt like it was a deployment. It felt like I went through hell with her. Like we went through hell together. And I called it Operation First Trimester because it was hard. It was hard on both of us because um, she lose her patience and I lose my patience, and our our tempers got shorter as time progressed. As we're being harder and harder on each other, our tempers got shorter, and we were snapping at each other quickly, uh, quicker. Sometimes it sucks being a dummy. We were snapping. We were we were we were short with each other, and progressively got shorter with each other as time went on. And then when there was some relief going on, so I read a lot of books and learned a lot about what happens during that first trimester, and um, the placenta is being built. Don't quote me on this. I'm not an expert, but in order to build a placenta, there needs a lot of hormones, progesterone, that can drive a woman crazy, and all kinds of things that's happening with when there's all this pregnancy hormone going on. And um, so it was rough and it was hard, and we got through it. And I say that we made it through Operation First Trimester because I feel like I did when I come home from war, when I deployed with guys from my unit, and we go somewhere and we're there for 6 months, and then we come home and I am bonded with these guys. Uh, I'm bonded with them for life because we went through hell together, and we spent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week together. And no matter what we agree or disagree, like I have a bond with these guys for the rest of my life. And I feel that way about you know who after going through this first 3 months of her pregnancy. I feel closer to her. I feel like she's my friend. I feel like we're team, and we've been joking and calling each, when saying that we're Team Soto. But I feel like she is my partner, and we're on we're on Team Soto, and we build things together, babies, furniture, all kinds of shit. We do all kinds of shit together, Team Soto. So getting through that, that's kind of what part of why I was gone is getting through add all these stresses on, add the baby, add the pregnancy, add the hormones, add the moving, add the in limbo, not knowing where we're going, not knowing what we're gonna do. Neither one of us are employed. We're both trying to figure out what's best, what we need to do, trying to figure out where we should live. It was just rough. And then all of a sudden one day, things just started looking up. She, you could tell that the hormones weren't just like it says in all the books. You can tell that the attitude. Oh, another thing that I did was like I had to Google. I had to Google why is my pregnant girlfriend so mean to me. And mean isn't the correct word. You could, but there was all kinds of examples, and it was reassuring to know that this is part of the process, and that there are guys that are that were also going through this same thing and going through worse things. So uh, we look, we check together this website. She has an app, and she looks at forums, and even now, like, we're having a great time and things are really, really good between us. But she's even seeing that there are women out there right now. So because we're doing April, she follows other people who are also doing April. So there are women who are like 17, 18, and 19 weeks that can't stand even the smell of their husband, which I was there. I was one of those people who, or she couldn't stand the smell of me. Super heightened sense of smell, food aversions. There's all kinds of things going on. So it made it very hard to eat paleo, for one thing, very hard. She was totally on board at first. I cooked all the meals and she liked all of them. They were all, she didn't have anything to complain about. It wasn't like I was putting her, it didn't seem like I was putting her on some weird diet. She was also on board a lot. She eliminated a lot of things. But when these food aversions came up, it was very hard for her to eat like Brussels sprouts. Like, once she started burping sprouts, like, those got eliminated. Couldn't make those anymore, and that continued to go on. I couldn't cook food on the smoker. The smoke smell made her feel sick, um, and there were all kinds of things going on that I had to. That's my train of thought. I was talking about. I think I converted to paleo. I want to talk about paleo. Anyways, so with her having these cravings, cravings and food aversions, it became very hard to cook for her. And then we had to get ice cream, and we had to get Cheez-Its. We had to do all kinds of things because her cravings kicked in. Oh, also, I got to give her big props because the minute she found out, she cut back on her smoking. Immediately went down from a pack a day to 5 a day, and then within, I don't know, a week or two, it just got, she eliminated down to 2 a day, then to 1, and then 0, and she quit without any type of nicotine replacement and without anything. She just sucked it up and quit. Now, I've been with her a few years ago when she quit smoking, and not a pretty sight. So we got to think about this. We're adding the hormonal changes that she's going through. We're adding the stress of moving, the stress of being in limbo, the stress of being a new parent, being pregnant and being almost 40, the stress of being in a kind of basically a new relationship, and then add in the fact that she quit smoking because she was pregnant. So who am I to say anything about the fact that she wants to eat bread? Or because she did so good, we were doing great for 2 months, essentially for 2 months, and then once those food aversions kicked in, she couldn't physically eat certain things. So it got hard to be super strict, and I have a bad habit of eating. I like pastries. I like sweets. I can't help it. Shit, I'm sorry. I mean, you do too, don't lie. Anyway, so part of what's been going on is I gained weight. I gained like 20 pounds, which is supposed to be common. You know, you read about that too. That the expected fathers put on weight. They even get hormonal too, and oh my God, all kinds of stuff. So it's been a heck of a few months, and I wouldn't take it back. I feel like I've come out of it stronger. A stronger person, a better man, and a better partner for you know who. I think we've come out better together. One of the things that I was going to talk about, but I feel like I'm out of time, is something that's been haunting me for a long time, and I've learned a lot about myself since this happened. It was depression came back. My depression came back. I thought I was over it. I thought I licked it. I thought it was a state of mind. Blah blah blah. All these things, you know. Feelings are a choice, and I still believe that. But I guess like John Sarno says that back pain is psychosomatic, unless there's actually something wrong with your back. And so, is depression something that you can just change your attitude about? I don't know, unless there's something. What if there's something actually wrong? So, anyways, I was also, so in these 3 months there was some depression going on, and it came back. And the really, really frustrating part is, like, I have everything in life that I wanted in my adult life. I have the woman that I literally dreamed about, and we're having a family, which has also been a big thing that I've wanted to start a family for most of my adult life. And then after meeting you know who in 2003, I wanted to start a family with her, and always have. So I have, like, the best things in the world that I want. I have you know who, and we're having a son, and this is awesome. And so for me to be depressed and sad and have all these symptoms, was like mind-boggling, and I couldn't understand it, and I had a hard time. But I've done some writing, and I've gotten some help, and I'll talk about that in another podcast. So for now, I think that's it. I think you're all caught up. I hope to, like, part of a symptom of depression is lost in interest also. So I just could not get in front of this microphone. I couldn't make a recording. It just didn't interest me. And now that I've gotten some help, and now that I've gotten some physical activity with the treadmill disc and everything, I feel motivated. I feel ready. And so here I am. I'm back in my recording studio. My new recording studio, which is a spare bedroom / closet / work studio, whatever. Anyways, folks, that's it. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thanks.